you're resting and maybe you're watching TV or reading a book and your brain is like, what if I just put on a load of laundry? Or what if I just answered a couple more emails? Or whatever's on your to-do list. That kind of rest doesn't really feel like rest, does it? And today we're going to talk about how to rest without the guilt trip. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. Most of us grew up in a world that worships productivity. It worships getting things done. It worships efficiency. It worships doing more, and more.
It's always the same. It's always more.
And what inevitably happened with that is that rest became associated as a reward for being productive. Except the more we pushed productivity and getting things done, the more we started to see rest as an inconvenience, because rest is time that we're not doing things. Rest is time that we're not being productive. The thing is, we're not robots, we're not machines, and rest isn't a reward. Rest is meant to actually maintain your system. Just like you need to charge your phone, just like you need to fuel your car, your body needs rest in order to fill up with energy again so that it can keep going.
She just needs to rest.
So you deserve rest, not because you've done enough things for the day, but because your body needs it. You deserve rest just because you're alive. Somewhere along the line, we also decided that rest is sleep, which is true, but not true. In her book, Sacred Rest, Dr. Saundra Dalton-Smith talks about 7 different types of rest. So sleep would fall into one category, physical rest. Sleeping, napping, or it can even include active rest like yoga or stretching. That's physical rest. But there's 6 other types of rest that we don't even take into account. There's mental rest, which is giving your brain space and time to not think and not make decisions and not plan stuff, just silence. There's sensory rest, which is getting away from loud noises and bright lights and like screen time, getting off of screens for a while. There's creative rest, which is all about taking time to fill your life with creativity, whether that's drawing and producing art or going to a museum or performing or singing a song. Creative rest is all about stepping away from producing and letting yourself enjoy art and joy and the beauty of life. Then there's emotional rest, which is when you stop masking and you let yourself feel your feelings and you let yourself process your feelings and you kind of just let yourself sit with them. You don't pretend to be anyone else and you're just who you are. And then of course there's social rest, which is all about either being with people who fill you up with energy or being alone and away from peopling, because peopling drains you. And then finally there's spiritual rest, which is about connecting with something bigger than you. And I don't mean this necessarily in a religious way. If you are religious, then definitely that might be the way. But I mean this in connecting with your purpose, connecting with your meaning, connecting with what you want to leave behind in the world. Literally just anything that is bigger than you and transcends you. Now, I really like the way Dr. Dalton-Smith said this when she said, rest is about restoration, restoring the parts of us that get depleted, the parts of us that get drained when we're doing whatever different activities are a part of our life. Basically, rest isn't the absence of doing or productivity. Rest is about restoring what gets depleted when you are doing a lot of stuff. And sometimes that includes doing something else. Sometimes it is just not doing anything and sleeping. But when we're only focusing on physical rest and we forget the other kinds of rest, what happens is we don't actually get less tired. We might be physically rested, but we're still accumulating tiredness in other ways. And that creates a rest deficit. And what happens with a rest deficit is if you don't let yourself rest, your body at some point is going to choose that right now is the best moment to rest. And this can look like getting sick. This can look like a migraine. This can look like a lot of things. None of them are wanted. None of them are fun. And they usually come at a really inconvenient time. Do you want to wait for that moment to come? Or would you rather plan a life where rest is part of your life? And it's not all about doing, it's not all about achieving, but also about enjoying and resting and restoring that energy and living a fuller, more fulfilling life.
I want that one.
You can't push through maintenance. I don't know if this has happened to any of you, but sometimes when my phone runs out of battery, I can force it to restart and use it for a couple more minutes. Sometimes I can get just a single message out before it turns off again. This is what you're doing to yourself. You are forcing yourself to keep going. But at some point, that phone isn't going to turn on again. And when I say phone, I mean you, your body, and your brain. And it's a lot harder to charge from that level, from burnout, than it is to just keep it going on the daily. Trust me, I know. I've talked about it on the channel this year. I burnt out this year. It's not fun. I do not recommend it. 0 out of 10 stars. So let's hand out some permission slips, shall we? Permission slip number 1. You can rest without feeling guilty. Permission slip number 2. You don't need to earn rest. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Permission slip number 3. Rest is not selfish. If you needed to hear this today, I hope that you truly sit down with it, take these permission slips, and go out and get whatever type of rest it is that you are needing and you are craving. Now, I'd love to know in the comments what type of rest you think you are most needing in your life. And if you enjoyed this video, I make new ones like this every single Friday, so don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. Until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one.